Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal back with another podcast. It is the Mr. Informal podcast. We are on the 66th edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you are doing well today. It's finally spring. Spring break is on. A lot of schools are on spring break. The sun is out. I finally get to see shirts and shorts, or even better, tank tops and shorts, if you know what I mean. So, again, I hope you are doing well. This is Mr. Informal. Don't forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal. And then check out my website. That's MrInformal.com. So, these are for the 4 topics for today, for the sixth edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. Let's talk about number 1. Smart screens on cars, or you can say CarPlay and Android Auto. Number 2, warehouse constructions increase exponentially. This is due to the online e-commerce and also online shopping. Number 3, rethinking plastic packaging. That's going to be interesting. As you know, and I'm sure you've seen it in grocery stores or wherever you are, everyone's trying to reduce the plastic carbon footprint. Number 4, UPS drones. UPS is thinking about delivering medicines and vaccines via drone. That's going to be interesting. So, those are the 4 topics for the Mr. Informal podcast. So, let's go ahead and begin. So, smart screens on cars. So, I'm sure you've seen it in these new cars, the 2018s, the 2019s. There's dual screen cars, big screen cars with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's even aftermarket receivers with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, at which I have. I installed a new head unit on my car because I wanted it. It had Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It basically changed the whole game. I love it, and I'm telling you, once you have it, you will never go back to the regular car stereo receivers. So, my concern, let's talk about this, okay? Now, my concern about these is that, 1, they're gonna be lag. There's gonna be laggy or lag. Number 2, who's updating them? Are they going to be updated regularly? And how long? How frequent? What's the frequency of these updates? And finally, the controls. Are they controlled by via wheel, buttons, touchscreen, or whatever it may be? Now, the biggest factor about this is driver attention and distraction. Now, when we have touchscreen, obviously it could be in the center console. People driving and touching the screen, whether it be change the track, map, look at pictures, even videos, and I've seen it. Or there's even ones that are, the screens are all the way in the front that you can't reach it while you're driving, so you have to use a control wheel or a knob. And so these type of smart screens, are they really helping us drivers to drive, or is it taking away our focus to drive? And seeing these things, when what Android Auto does is that when you're moving, you can't basically watch videos. There's a safety feature. You can't do anything. And then when you're holding the brake, you can't move or you can't touch anything, basically. But you can easily hack that. So it's basically moot now. And with all these smart screens and touch screens, whatever you kind of call it, let's say the part is broken, the replacement for it is going to be expensive. Now, there are benefits to this, but the cons outweigh the pros. Now, the population is growing. There's going to be more drivers as the years go by. And we're going to reach to the point where we see every driver is touching the screen, being distracted, or taking a long time to just search something, or basically just not even caring about driving. Now, maybe there is a way to fix it. I'm hoping for a voice control, or actually no, that is the only one. There is no or. You know, where do you point to the point where, hey Siri, next track, or you say, okay Google, next track, or okay Google, cancel navigation. That would be the best way. Enough of this touching, wheeling and dealing, buttons, pressing, pushing, whatever. But we're gonna reach to a point where every car is gonna have a screen, in a big screen in the center console, and you can blame Tesla for that. Not only that, there's even touchscreens such as Volvo that will control the climate, AC, which I don't want, because if that thing is broken, now you can't have AC when it's hot, even though the screen is broken. It's just too many as of right now. As of this year, there's too many cons outweighing the pros. So I just read an article from the Supply Chain Drive. Yeah, supplychaindrive.com. The title is E-commerce is driving US warehouse constructions. Now, based on the recent data research, warehouses are being built with greater frequency, but they are also getting bigger. The total square footage of warehouses construction starts to increase from 49 million square feet in 2010 to 283 million square feet in 2018. That is exponential. Not only that, Jeff Bishop, Executive Vice President of Business Development at Lexington, Kentucky, says that the 1 million square foot warehouse has become standard. Now, this due to the fact of online shopping. The 1 million square foot warehouse has become, brick and mortar retail clients typically have internet sales components and are increased their warehouse stock. However, Dodge found out most of the growth in e-commerce warehouse construction is coming from online only companies like Amazon, which broke ground on 23 warehouses project last year. Unbelievable. Now this is good because at the end of the article there's a paragraph which says he says where does he say? Okay, the warehouses construction industry has been hard as hit as any other when it comes to the shortage of manpower. Good qualified professionals are at a premium. We're all searching for employees right now. Getting the best and brightest is something that we're all working hard to do. Now, it's probably because they can't pay them right, or they can't pay enough, whatever it may be. But yes, warehouse people that are savvy, organized, and have a standard set of rules are really hard to find. But they're not a premium. You can find them. You just have to find a common, decent person. Not only that, you have to have a good management and a process and system that actually can be efficient to the warehouse. So again, this is a good problem because you can hire more employees, more jobs in the United States. Not only that, we're breaking ground. Now, whatever the warehouses may be, could be 10 miles away from the city or 20 miles away from the city. It doesn't matter. But the fact is that online only companies are having warehouses that are bigger than brick and mortars, because brick and mortars already have stores. They can keep in stock in the store. So, but not only that, brick and mortars have multiple physical warehouses or even a physical presence, whatever city it may be. The biggest example of that is Amazon. But not only that, you will also see more warehouses as, again, internet is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the future is it's going to be automated. Now, they may say that manpower is not enough, or finding a good person is at a premium. But as you know, that these warehouses are becoming automated, such as robots picking up a certain stock of an item and then giving it to the shipping people, whoever it may be. And man, you know, these warehouses are popping up in cities. They do have backdoor shenanigans and backdoor deals, that whether it be tax benefits, obviously that's the biggest factor of it. And also the biggest thing is that depending on who's managing it, it could be a bad thing. Because again, if these people are saying that good people are hard to find, well, then maybe there's something wrong with the company. So it's interesting that warehouses are being built exponentially, but at the same time, as internet is growing, same thing with online shopping is growing at an exponential rate. We got to have more warehouses that keep stock of the goods. Not only that, shipping is really important here. Shipping has to be fast. Shipping has to be the next day. Shipping has to be 2-day shipping. This is why online companies are beating brick and mortars, because of the shipping and lower prices. People are willing to wait a couple of days, or even the next day, for a couple dollars off. That could be me, could be someone else, but it's all about the savings, and certainly it's all about not having to pay for taxes, sales tax. So this is another article from Supply Chain Drive, and this is the third topic for the Mr. Informal podcast. The article says the realities of rethinking plastic packaging. Manufacturing must consider the product and consequences of alternative materials when making decision about plastic packaging. Now this is interesting, okay? There's a quote in there, and let me tell you about if we do reduce the amount of plastic packaging. In the quotation, it says, in a world without plastic, in 5 years, we're talking about deforestation. Yes, that means that in 5 years, we would run out of trees. Absolutely gone. And I mean, we can't beat plastic. You get what I mean? You just can't. Here's the thing, okay? In the article, packaging makes up more than 40% in the world total plastic usage. Yet less than 14% of plastic packaging is recycled globally. Here's what I don't understand. If we created plastic, why can we not recycle it? And the worst part about it with these recycling centers is that recycling plastic is absolutely more costly than virgin plastic. Unbelievable. Or in a word of the Princess Bride, inconceivable. Now what do I think of this? Man, again, you just can't beat plastic. I still cannot believe that, I'm gonna say it again, we created plastic and for some reason we can't destroy it. And then if we use paper or recycled paper, it's still not enough. We would have, and not only that, we're talking about real paper, we would have to cut down trees. But why can't we, as a society or even globally, can we use recycled paper? I just don't get it. I mean, it's hard to eliminate plastic. You know why? Because it's cheap. I mean, it's pliable, it's flexible, it's bendable. I mean, no matter what we do, we're not gonna get rid of it. Can we make a biodegradable plastic? I mean, yes, but it's more costly. But I would rather have that than not have a future where every trash is plastic. I mean, even if we use glass is still not an alternative. So as of right now, it seems as though that we still cannot find an alternative to plastic or even packaging at all. So in conclusion, I'm going to read you the last paragraph of the article. It says, "I've never seen a perfect environmental package," Roel said. "By living, we impact the environment. The goal is to impact the environment the least amount possible." Now, this is the last topic for today. So, same website, supplyandchaindrive.com. As the title is UPS, the United Parcel Service, launches medical drone transports, explores vaccine deliveries. So UPS, in collaboration with drone technology company Maternet, launched a logistics service to transport medical samples by autonomous drone to Wake Med's campus in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Federal Aviation Administration and North Carolina Department of Transportation will oversee the program. So UPS will use Maternet M2 quadcopter, which is battery powered and can carry loads up to 5 pounds over a distance of 12.5 miles. Now this is interesting. Okay, I like this type of stuff. Not only, when I say I like this kind of stuff, UPS is not sitting back and it's just sitting back and just sitting back from normal deliveries, but they are exploring other delivery and shipping methods. Now, vaccines and medicines are not heavy. Obviously, they use glass, but again, they're not heavy glass. They're not thick glass. So, for this to happen, not only that, you don't have to use regular trucks that can be stuck in traffic or traffic lights, and actually just have a drone that is shipped to a certain medical institution, whether it be hospital, clinic, and be fast. Get there without any traffic, without no issue. Now, obviously, the only thing I would see, there's a couple of things that I see a problem. If someone blocks the radio, or someone shoots down the drone, or something that may happen, whether it be Mother Nature or a certain thing. But on a perfect weather, or a nice weather, and just shipping it normally, this is great. Because time is very valuable when a hospital needs something or a patient is something. I can see this absolutely working correctly. I just hope that it won't drive up prices, because there's no traffic, there's no fuel, you're just charging the battery here. You're not paying for fuel tax or anything. You don't have any manpower, or you don't have a person driving a truck and delivering it to them. There could be a pickup station. And I hope it's not just UPS is doing it. Obviously Amazon is doing it on their own package, but just for medical purpose only, this is great. And hopefully more companies will do this. We're just talking about one specific industry here. I'm not talking about all industries here. When it comes to the medical field, or whether it be the hospital needing something, this is absolutely great, because it alleviates traffic. Not only that, you don't have the manpower. All you're needing is to make sure it's charged and it's secured tight. This is what it reminds me of. it reminds me of back in the day, the old days, where pigeon used to carry messages. That's how it reminds me of. And obviously pigeons were done over by mail and also telephones and now email, whatever. But it is certainly interesting that UPS is not just sitting on its laurels and absolutely thinking of other ways to ship, even though it's only a specific sector of the industry. And hopefully we'll see more to come. And so that basically concludes the Mr. Informal podcast, the 66th edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. If you learned something today, don't forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal.com, and check out my website at MrInformal.com. I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I will be on vacation in the next 3 weeks or so. So don't be surprised if you don't see any podcasts for a while. And again, I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.